Next on the Met Report,
Him, there is fullness of joy.
passionate preachers make stops on campus, causing mixed reactions. And it's National Diabetes Awareness Month.
When you have diabetes, your pancreas stops working. Well, that's why you get diabetes.
We'll show you how one young patient copes with the disease.
The political season is entering the final stretch. We'll have an update on how candidates are preparing.
And coming up later in sports, we bring you a season preview on our women's basketball team. The Met Report starts now.
Thanks for joining us on the Met Report. I'm Douglas Coulter.
And I'm Ashley Craven. After more than a year of construction on the AURARIA Library, crews are finally beginning to wrap it up. Perhaps the most notable change in the new entrance, complete with orange trim on 10th Street. Other renovations include access to both courtyards and an ELC classroom with HD projectors called the Collaborative. On the second floor, you can find new study areas and a Make Lab space, which is still under construction. The newest restaurant on the AURARIA campus may be considered the first poke restaurant in Denver. Sono serves Korean, Hawaiian, and Mexican-inspired items with a variety of unique flavors. One of their most popular items is the poke bowls, which includes different fish and vegetables served on a bed of rice or house salad. If you're looking for more American-inspired food, they also have chicken and waffles. The restaurant offers a healthy alternative to other fast food options.
All of our food we make ourselves. Nothing is brought in from a warehouse. So everything is like a home-cooked meal. And there are a lot of health-conscious students on campus here. They mentioned that our place, it really caters to what they're looking for.
More than 11% of college students have been diagnosed with anxiety and an additional 10% receiving treatment for depression. The AURARIA campus has resources and counseling centers to help the 40,000 students who may be coping with mental illness.
I think a lot of college students suffer from the anxiety and depression and all that kind of normal stuff that a lot of people think that they're alone in. And so coming to the counseling center, there's definitely somewhere to talk through it and kind of figure out that you're not alone. And it definitely helps to bring awareness about mental illness and help students know that they're not alone and that they can work through it.
Students can call any of the counseling centers to make appointments. They can talk to counselors, use massage chairs to relax, and the heart monitors to control their heart rate. For assistance from these centers, students may be charged with a fee of $10 or free, depending on the school.
It's definitely a sight for sore eyes, this view out of Vail, Colorado. This was taken on Wednesday after they had just a few snow showers start to kind of grace the land. Beautiful conditions out there, something we haven't seen a lot of at all this fall season. So that's causing a lot of problems with our drought. You can see here that Denver, we are in a moderate drought. Everywhere else, abundant dryness. And the dryness is going to continue. Our current conditions, sunny, dry, 63 degrees currently outside here at the AURARIA campus. Our high today, 70 degrees. And then for the rest of our Friday planner, we start off warm and the sunshine, partly cloudy skies start to move in, but the warm conditions continue as the sun starts to set. 59 degrees by 7 p.m. and then by 9 p.m., 54. Now our average for this time of year, we should only be 58 degrees. So these are extremely warm temperatures for the beginning of November. Our low, usually right around 29 degrees. Stick around because I'll have your detailed forecast coming up here in just the next couple of minutes. And I'll let you know if we're going to see a little bit more of winter weather, fall weather, and if Denver will see any chance of rain. Stick around. We'll have all that and more coming up.
Well, it's been so dry and warm. I can't believe that we didn't have any snow or anything on Halloween.
On Halloween, I know usually you have to put the jackets over the costumes, not this year.
To wrap around that, yeah. All right, well, every now and then, street preachers will share their beliefs on campus. Our reporter Miranda McHodgkin spent several days filming the interactions between the street preachers and the students.
Douglas and Ashley, the AURARIA campus is an open space, meaning anyone can come onto the campus as long as they're not being disruptive near classes. Street preachers take this as an opportunity to share their beliefs. The problem is trying to keep the peace between the students and other individuals who sometimes become heated.
You're not practicing true Islam.
A crowd forms near the plaza as street preachers share their beliefs. Tensions rise.
emotions escalate.
Look at me, I'm the one talking here. You hurt me and you won't apologize.
These chaotic scenes are becoming more common on the AURARIA campus. The preachers aren't breaking any laws, but still some students are frustrated.
You are a rapist.
It's disrupting my learning experience. Of course you're gonna say some of those frustrated students aren't afraid to lash out. But Preacher Ron says he's not doing anything wrong.
I've done that here at AURARIA. Just preach from the Word of God. Just read from it. F you. You know, they just start.
Others disrupt the preachers by taking their stuff. One preacher is frustrated because
no one did anything. The same preacher had things poured on him, one spit on him. Another student came by later on and took like this little stool.
And the student who stole the stool?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just being a punk.
Preacher Keith thinks he knows why the students react in these ways.
So the idea that we think something's right or wrong gets people upset. Because like if you're the one in the wrong, no one likes to be told that they're wrong.
Some students like Drake and James embrace the preacher's rights to be there.
It's a really good kind of reminder of the country we live in and the fact that we have freedom of speech.
Preacher Keith wishes all students would think this way.
I would love nothing more than everybody just be sitting down listening and it being a great kumbaya sort of session.
I talked with the campus chief of police who says things may not be as they seem.
It's a con, and so the students fall for it. They have Confederates in their group that hang out in the crowd and look like students, and when there's not a big enough crowd there, they will pick an egregious argument with those students to gather a crowd during the argument, rally students and staff who had not been involved in this before to the aid of the victim. Then if more arguments start, a big enough crowd gathers, they stop the arguing and they go back to evangelizing.
Most of the preacher's time on campus is seen as entertainment. Students get riled up and mess with the preachers to see what they'll do.
We can do this the hard way or we can do it the easy way.
The chief's advice?
Go about your business. You came here for a different reason than to argue with people who are never going to change their mind.
For the Met Report, Miranda McCotchkins.
For those of you looking for the opportunity to give back to the community, the Food Bank of the Rockies is the perfect place for students willing to lend a helping hand. 1 in 7 Coloradans don't know where their next meal will come from, and by volunteering, you're helping make a difference for children and families who may not get to eat every day. For every volunteer who serves 3 hours using MSU Denver's name, 10 pounds of food credit will be awarded to the MSU Denver Food Bank. On top of the rewarding feeling that comes with giving back, there's also free coffee. For more information, go to foodbankrockies.org and sign up to give back this holiday season. And MSU Denver has announced they are looking to hire students for various part-time and seasonal positions around campus. Students are invited to come and talk with future employers on Tuesday, November 8th from 10 to 2 in Tivoli 320. Students are asked to bring their resumes and dress to impress.
MSU Denver registers students with intellectual and developmental disabilities in the Higher Education Inclusive Certificate Program. The program started in 2015 and is designed to prep students educationally for personal and occupational success through academics.
Some of our students have Down syndrome, or are on the autism spectrum, or have genetic differences that affect cognition and learning. They are bright, work hard to make the grade in their area of interest. Meet some of our special students. Thomas is in the total fitness class and is studying business.
I have people in my dreams.
He wants to be a businessman and do your taxes. Alan is also in the total fitness class.
My dreams that I'll be a teacher. My goal is a note taker.
Or own a restaurant. Travis just completed his NFHS Coaching Unified Sports Certificate.
I'm studying to be a Special Olympic coach. The future is go to University of Colorado Boulder. I want to be the NBA someday.
Jordan loves to do Hatha yoga.
So my dream is to become a special ed teacher or a teacher. I don't know what sort I want to do, and my goal is to work with little kids and to find a job that I'm very happy with.
And Chris wants to make movies.
Studying filmmaking, and my dream is I want to make movies like Steven Spielberg, because he did Jaws, Jurassic Park, Saving Private Ryan, E.T., and I really want to direct horror movies and zombie movies, and I hope someday get an Oscar.
Thomas, Ellen, Travis, Jordan, and Chris are ambitious young people that will help change our world. For the Met Report, there you go, Belen Ward.
When we come back, the 911 calls made by the Pulse nightclub shooter were released this week.
Plus, later we have an exclusive interview with the lead of Jersey Boys.
Welcome back. I'm Vinny Thomas with the Met Report Political Update. Lately, it seems that a lot of political conversation has been about the etiquette of, well, political conversation.
Branded as hate speech, but I still want to defend it because even if someone has a very bad idea, it needs to come to light so it can face scrutiny.
You might have run into one or two fellas outside of the AURARIA library holding some provocative signs. The self-described free speech enthusiasts say that they're encouraging free speech and starting conversations. However, some students think that the signs often go a step too far.
You know, like, I'm tired of people coming on campus, expressing their views, trying to rile people up. It's not a good place. It's not very conducive to studying in peace.
According to the latest Real Clear Politics average, Hillary Clinton leads Donald Trump by less than 2 percentage points. The tight race has sent both of the candidates to key battleground states such as North Carolina, where the race is at a dead tie. Most local polls show Clinton with a slight lead over her Republican counterpart here in Colorado. Meanwhile, Clinton and her outside groups are slated to outspend Donald Trump in ads by $20 million in the final week before the election. All right, elections are just 4 days away. We've mentioned a few ballot issues here on the Met Report, but with less than a week left to vote, we're going to give you a quick overview of a couple controversial issues that we haven't yet mentioned. Ordinance 300 would allow businesses to permit the consumption of marijuana in a designated area. This would undoubtedly bring more tourist money into Colorado. The tourist traffic that legalized marijuana attracts can be a sore spot for residents. Ordinance 300 could make the presence of marijuana in public more pervasive. Perhaps the most divisive measure on the ballot is the right to die. Andrea Herrera has more on Proposition 106.
The person I was, Jennifer Remington that I was, 35 years that I lived, died that night.
It's been 7.5 years since Jennifer Hill Remington was presented with a second chance at life. Relearning how to drive has been one of the many things Jennifer has had to accomplish. Prior to this, Jennifer had been in a severe accident on August 15, 2009. What was meant to be a time with family ended up to be a life-changing experience.
We went to go swimming and I dove off a dock, and unfortunately the area that I dove into was only about 2 feet.
Leaving her a quadriplegic and having her rethink life.
Was writing actually the word die that I was ready to go.
That's why Jennifer is for Proposition 106.
I am a diehard believer in the fact that it should be absolutely legal in all 50 states.
While Jennifer's case does not apply, she still believes everyone should have the opportunity to decide their own destiny, as explained by PA of Rocky Mountain Family Health Center, Sarah Flanagan.
If there's somebody who has a terminal illness and their prognosis is that there's less than 6 months of life left, then they would have the option of, taking something basically to help have, I guess, an easy death.
However, in Colorado, this specific proposition has raised several questions and concerns. The fear of 106 is if the proposition is not written correctly, then it could potentially get abused.
You could certainly have people abusing it. You could have a doctor abusing it.
Still, it had opposing views, including those of the Catholic Church.
We don't kill people. We don't want people to kill. We just want to care for them. We want to show them love and to let everyone go in a very peaceful, natural way.
Although some, similar to Jennifer, believe otherwise.
We all should be, it's dignity, it's death with dignity.
I don't consider them evil people, but I would suggest them, guys, read, get information, know what we're talking about, and then you decide.
Ultimately, the decision is up to the voters this November. For the Met Report, Andrea Herrera.
With ballots recently arriving in the mail, there was some controversy regarding Amendment 72, which proposes to triple the tax on cigarettes and tobacco products. The Met Report went out to get some opinions from students on the effectiveness of this proposal.
I am a smoker, but though, that's the case, I would like to think that this is just more incentive to keep people, even younger kids especially, from wanting to even start in the first place.
It's just an addiction, and it's even raising the taxes on it isn't really going to do much about that. It's the fact of people choosing to quit smoking cigarettes.
All right, Vinny, thanks for the update. The 911 calls from the shooter in the Pulse nightclub were released this week. A Florida judge ruled for the calls to be released after news organizations pressed for their release. City officials argued the calls should be exempt from public records law. The shooter is heard telling the operator to warn police not to move in as he had a bomb in the parking lot. He also tells them his motivation is to get revenge for lives lost in Syria and Iraq.
You have to tell America to stop bombing Syria and Iraq. They're killing a lot of innocent people. So what am I to do here when my people are getting killed over there?
The state capitol in North Dakota was placed on lockdown this week as protesters conducted a sit-in protest in opposition to the Dakota Access Pipeline. Protests were led by a group called Clergy for Standing Rock. The group marched around the Capitol and Governor's Mansion for several hours, demanding a meeting with the governor. 14 people who entered in the Capitol were arrested for trespassing.
More than 29 million people in the United States have diabetes, with an additional 8 million undiagnosed or unaware of their condition. November is National Diabetes Awareness Month. Luna Naz takes a look at what it's like for those living with the condition.
When you have diabetes, your pancreas stops working. Well, that's why you get diabetes.
This is 8-year-old Reagan, and she has type 1 diabetes. For Reagan and the millions just like her, life with diabetes can be an everyday struggle of trying to keep their blood sugar within a healthy range.
Diabetics prick their fingers several times a day to make sure their blood sugar level isn't too high or too low. Blood sugar can drop too low, called hypoglycemia, which can be caused by taking in too much insulin, missing or delaying a meal, or exercising too much. If blood sugar is too high, insulin can be injected to bring down levels to a normal range.
And that gives me insulin since my pancreas doesn't work anymore, so it doesn't make insulin. So I have to get a shot that gives me insulin.
Reagan also has to count carbohydrates for each meal to determine the right amount of insulin to take.
This is the scale. We use it to measure how much grams I'm eating. You have to get shots every time you eat for like a meal. And when you have a snack, usually you should have 15 or 16 carbs.
As of today, there is no cure for diabetes, but it can be managed. Balancing your diet, exercising, and taking medicine are all key factors to keeping blood glucose within a healthy range and controlling your diabetes. For the Met Report, I'm Luna Naz.
And finally, some good news for the RTD line to the airport. The Federal Railroad Administration has granted a 90-day extension to operate. The train to the plane has been operating under a temporary waiver allowing RTD to fix glitches in crossing gates. The waiver requires guards at all crossings to ensure they comply with federal regulations. RTD was originally given a deadline of November 5th, which has been extended for 90 days.
Well, raising rents in Denver have taken a toll on everyone and have sent many people to the streets.
Yeah, that's right. Jocelyn Avendano is with us right now, and she actually caught up with a company that is helping those homeless people get out of that bad situation that they are in.
The recent increase of Denver's population comes with higher rent rates, which has many searching for a place to live and in many cases leaving people unemployed. One local nonprofit organization is helping out the homeless youth community one coffee cup at a time.
Not all people that are homeless are bad, and people can get put in bad situations to end up homeless, but it's up to them whether or not they want to stay that way.
Drug use, homelessness, and prison stops. Things that Sativa Walling is leaving behind in her self-rediscovery, thanks to Purple Tart Coffee Shop's unique opportunity that is helping her ground her life.
We exist to provide supportive, meaningful, and transitional employment to homeless young adults who are working to exit homelessness.
Since a young age, Sativa has battled through multiple hardships that haven't made her life journey an easy one. But that didn't mean she was giving up.
I was homeless from the time I was 12 until I went to prison in 2014. So it's just a choice, like you have to be tired of it.
For the past 3 years, Purple Door has provided a year-long program to young adults like Sativa, teaching them not only practical skills, but also offering emotional support along the way.
The end all that we want anyone to ever leave our program with is knowing that they are worthy of love and belonging and that they have unsurpassable value and worth.
Because of the support that I have here, I was able to pick myself up and keep going.
And it takes a special place with a special name like Purple Door to provide this type of opportunity.
Purple is historically the color of royalty, and so we believe that anyone who enters our doors, no matter where they've been, what they've done, what they haven't done, their station in life, should be treated like royalty.
Like, I really appreciate it a lot, because I have people right now that believe in me that I never had before.
Hi, dry, sunny, warm conditions are going to continue for the Mile High City. Thanks for joining us here on the Met Report. I'm student meteorologist Josh Cozart. Tomorrow, as you head out the door, pretty warm temperatures, 49. Folks, this is the first week in November, and these are very warm temperatures. This is our high for tomorrow afternoon, 67. Plenty of sunshine. We do see a few clouds start to move into the metro area tomorrow afternoon with winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. We do have this low pressure system sitting over Arizona and New Mexico. That's helping to funnel in some of the Gulf moisture, creating just a little bit of snow in the San Juan Mountains down the southwest portion of Colorado. Denver, though, stays completely dry. We do have this approaching cold front. It kind of just dissolves away by Sunday, weekends out. But high pressure system, it dominates most of the eastern portion of the United States with a clockwise rotation. That's going to help to funnel in that moisture into Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas, but leaving Denver pretty dry with some nice warm temperatures. Saturday, mid to upper 60s, Denver, 67 for your high. And then Sunday, we warm up just a little bit, low 70s with a few 60s popping up here and there down to the South Lone Tree and Parker at 67. But our 5-day forecast, it looks pretty nice for November. Monday, 69. Tuesday, hey, don't forget to go out, turn in your ballot vote. It's going to have plenty of sunshine. 72 for your high. And then the rest of the week, sunshine continues. And hey, don't forget, we turn back our clocks 1 hour Saturday night before you go to bed. That's going to cause the sun to set about 5 p.m., but you get an extra hour of sleep, and be sure to change your fire alarm batteries as well. Stick around, we'll have so much more coming up.
Hey, happy Friday, guys. Melanie Townsend here with a special little treat for you guys this week on EMET. Now, usually for must-sees, we talk about movies or what's up on the silver screen, but we have a must-see up on the theater stage. The Tony Award-winning musical Jersey Boys, is here at the DCPA. And right here in our studio is one of the lead performers playing Tommy DeVito. Let's say hello to Matthew Daly. Matthew, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Now, I know you've kind of had a long day already. This is your 11th stop here
Something
today?
like that.
Good Lord.
Something like that.
All right, bless you. Well, you know what? You're a Colorado native, right?
That's
Correct?
right.
Awesome. So how is it like playing Jersey Boys here in your hometown in Denver?
I'll let you know after Wednesday night, but I expect it to be amazing. It's a dream come true.
That's right. Awesome. Now, from a performer's perspective, why do you think that Jersey Boys is such a wonderful play to go see?
There's something for everybody. If you just have the music, you're left with this incredible concert with this soundtrack of songs that have lasted pop culture for the last 50 years. And if you take all the music away, you're left with this incredible story that has everything it takes to make a Hollywood blockbuster. There's broken marriages, there's mob ties, there's deaths, there's everything. And if you put the two together, you get this great show that's run on Broadway for 11 years.
That's awesome. That's great. And now you've been in a lot of major roles. I read that you were in the Chorus Line and you played Elvis in Viva Las Vegas.
Yep.
Can you give me a little Elvis impersonation?
Oh, a little Elvis impersonation. I don't know. But if you come see the show, I do a couple little Elvis moves, so come check it out.
See, he's tricky like that. I like that. And why do you think audiences should come and see this play? If they haven't seen it before, maybe they haven't even heard of the Four Seasons before.
Well, if you haven't heard of it before, then you must be living on a rock for the last 11 years. It's everywhere.
Right, yes.
But there's something in it for everybody. There's great music, a great story, flashy costumes, good-looking girls, good-looking guys. There's something in it for everybody.
Right. And if you were to meet one of the Four Seasons members, like Frank Valli or Tommy DeVito, the guy that you play, what would you say or what would you do with them?
I met Frankie. I haven't met Tommy yet.
Really?
But
What was
yeah,
that like?
they pop in and see the show every once in a while. They're huge supporters.
Awesome. Good to know. Good to know. All right. Well, you know what? This sounds like a great production. Thank you so much. I know
you.
people are going to be so excited to see this. Now, it plays at the Buell Theater, opening on Wednesday night, and it is going to be an amazing performance. And Matt plays Tommy DeVito, so make sure you keep an eye out for him on the stage. All right. Thank you so much. Now, stay tuned because sports is coming up next.
It was an intense day in the sports world on Wednesday. The Cubs won the World Series in extra innings, and both MSU Denver soccer teams played in their first game of the RMAC tournament. Our women's team won 1-0 in overtime against Colorado Mesa. They will travel to Colorado Mines today for the semifinals, and we wish them the best of luck. Our men's soccer team also went to overtime. Could they also reach the second round? MSU Denver was looking to get past the first round of the RMAC tournament for the first time in 3 years. Both teams come out attacking as Dimitri Ney dribbles the ball up and goes for the goal and, ooh, barely misses it. Mines has a solid attempt, but Hayden Russ does his job and he does it well, letting no balls get past him. Then John Hayes scores the first goal of the game and Mines is up 1-0. Then comes Jeff Gillis and we are tied 1-1, ladies and gentlemen. Mines will continue to attack the net but remain unlucky. Overtime, here we come. Gillis comes again with the goal and he wins the game in the first minute of overtime. MSU Denver eliminates Mines in the tournament with a score of 2-1.
Just been thinking a lot lately. Yeah, this could be my last game. It's tournament season, so I wasn't going to go down easy this year. The last 3 years we hadn't made it past the first round, so I was really determined this year to make my last season something special. So we're going to do that.
It just gets better for MSU Denver Athletics as our volleyball team is on a 16-game win streak and remain undefeated in the RMAC. The Roadrunners hosted senior night last Saturday against Black Hills State in another RMAC showdown. Ryan Herdeman starts out hot with the kill, and senior Michaela Smith keeps things going with the hard kill in the first set. But offense isn't the only thing getting the red and blue some points. Santasia Sturgis gets an amazing dig, and that's a point for MSU Denver. But Black Hills State will not go down so easy as they are able to take the second set due to some unlucky defensive plays by MSU Denver. But no need to fear, setter Brandy Tor dumps the ball and gets MSU Denver a lead in the third set. And what better way to end the game than a block by Herderman? MSU Denver wins the game 4-1. Although our fall sports aren't quite done yet, basketball season is just around the corner and our women's team is eager to start off the 2016-2017 campaign. A basketball team is like a jigsaw puzzle. You have the pieces in front of you, it's just a matter of putting them all together to reach the final goal. The obvious first piece of the puzzle is head coach Tanya Have. She enters her 7th season with MSU Denver, and we know that the final picture starts with her.
Coach is always getting us fired up every single day, like today's a new day, get better today, and that's what she's always said to us.
The most important piece comes in the form of leadership that will come from the seniors. Janae Payne comes into the season with 3 years of experience in Coach Have's system.
They're huge in terms of the culture and establishing a culture and maintaining that culture and getting other players to understand what it's like to be at Metro.
Jalen Smith was an unexpected piece that exploded onto the season as a freshman last season, leading the team in assists and finishing second in field goal percentage. Her ability to change the game is a huge hole that she fills.
I did not expect what we got out of Jaylin last year, so she's going to be huge. She reminds me of Jasmine Cervantes, our other point guard, the All-American point guard that we had. She just understands the game, so she's going to be a major factor. Her development, I think, will be a big factor in how far we go or how well we do.
Coach Have recognized that pieces were missing from last season's puzzle, so she hit the recruiting trail and brought in 3 tall posts that gives the team some much-needed height.
With increased size, I think each of our new bigs brings something different to the table. And so if we can utilize all 3 of them, they make one big puzzle and it helps fit our team really well.
Now that this team has all the pieces, the final step is putting them together so that the final picture can be revealed and that the final goal can be reached. Yeah, guys, so I thought it was so cool that both teams were able to win in overtime on Wednesday, so I'm hoping that they can both win today.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's good for them.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
The weather, is it going to hold out for?
I think it's going to hold out tonight, tomorrow, all next week. Beautiful conditions. Sunshine continues. Upper 60s to low 70s all next week. And don't forget, Saturday, you'll want to turn back your clocks 1 hour, which means you'll get an extra hour of sleep. The only downside is we'll be losing an hour of daylight in the evening. So
I'm totally okay with that.
I'll take it.
For that 1 hour, it's worth it.
Yes, absolutely. All right, well, that's all the time we have for now. For all the latest campus news throughout the week, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and visit our website at mymentmedia.com. Thanks for watching.